The Middle East is once again in turmoil. Israel and Hezbollah have exchanged some of the most intense strikes seen since 2006. On what has become the deadliest day in Lebanon in nearly 2 decades, the conflict is escalating with no end in sight. Israel has launched numerous strikes targeting Hezbollah positions across Lebanon, resulting in significant casualties and widespread destruction. Hezbollah, in response, fired rockets into northern Israel, aiming at military bases and critical infrastructure. The Israeli military's stated goal is clear: weaken Hezbollah and force a diplomatic solution. However, Hezbollah remains defiant, vowing to fight until the conflict in Gaza comes to an end. This back and forth has raised fears of a broader regional war, with the U.S. actively working to prevent further escalation. While Israel claims its targets are Hezbollah assets and infrastructure, reports from Lebanese officials and eyewitnesses tell a different story. Civilian areas have been hit hard, leading to significant casualties and displacement. Thousands of people are now fleeing their homes to escape the violence. The international community is watching closely. World leaders have expressed their concern, calling for de-escalation and a swift return to diplomacy. The UN Secretary General has urged an immediate cessation of hostilities, warning of the potential for a wider conflict that could destabilize the entire region. The U.S., while supporting Israel's right to defend itself, has also called for restraint. There is growing worry that Iran, a key backer of Hezbollah, could become more directly involved if the situation continues to deteriorate. Humanitarian concerns are mounting. The strikes in Lebanon have created a crisis, with hundreds of civilians dead and thousands more displaced. Hospitals are overwhelmed and resources are running thin. The UN Refugee Agency has warned of a growing displacement crisis as more people continue to flee the fighting zones. The most affected areas are in southern Lebanon, where Israeli strikes have been the most intense. Many displaced individuals have moved to Beirut, overwhelming shelters and stretching resources to the limit. The resilience of Hezbollah, supported by years of preparation and substantial backing from Iran, makes them a formidable opponent. This has led to a complex situation where a simplistic narrative won't suffice. Despite Israel's offensive, Hezbollah's capacity to retaliate remains strong, deepening the conflict. The international community is pushing for a ceasefire, emphasizing the urgent need for diplomatic dialogue. However, ongoing violence in Gaza complicates these efforts, making a peaceful resolution even more challenging. As the situation evolves, the focus remains on preventing further loss of life and creating conditions for meaningful negotiations. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for a path to peace amidst the chaos. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. This is Fuente CNN, bringing you the latest from around the globe.